Hello, everyone. Welcome to my podcast. Today is May 17th. It is 12:59. This is like my third take. Having lighting issues here. I tried, I don't know, playing with the lighting on the phone. I'm trying to get natural light from over here and over there. It's a little messy over here. Try not to look. Yeah, over here is a bookcase where I have like buttons and eyeballs and stuff right here. Down there, I have my business cards and photograph stuff. And then up here is some of Daniel's paintings that he's worked on and needs to finish. Then you have some of my sewing stuff up here, little things of yarn. Oh, you can't see the way top, but I have, I don't know if I can move it. Let me see. Woo, that's not going to work. Well, up top there, I have like old, I don't know, plastic jars that, like big ones that have little bits of yarn that's left over, like nothing too big. So they're like all, if I'm gonna do like a project where I'm using just the leftovers, um, I can just get those jugs and use them. A minute and a half, and all I do is waffle. Now I sound like Kim Cherub, 1982. I want to say. No, that's not her name. What is it? Oh my gosh, Blue Cherub. She always says waffle. I love that. I love when she says waffle. I think it's so funny. But Blue Cherub, 1983, I believe it is. Funny, love her. She crochets a lot of amigurumis and stuff. Um, but yeah, I said waffle because I was just catching up with her, and I watched like 3 of her podcasts just this morning. But it is, like I said, now 1 o'clock. I am coming to you from New Jersey in the United States. I'm about 10 minutes away from Point Pleasant Beach. Um, I hope everyone is doing really well with all this quarantine stuff. New Jersey is just starting. Uh, the week before last, they opened the parks. This week, they're semi opening the beaches and boardwalks. They're telling the retail stores they can open, but for only curbside pickup. You can't go in. Food stores have always been open. Not that they've had a lot of food. It's been craziness out there. Absolutely crazy. Thank God, still working. And my boyfriend has been actually laid off now for 2 months. Was terrified of that because all the horror stories I'm hearing about, like unemployment crashing and people not getting money for months, and just everything going on has been a little scary. But thankfully, he didn't have too much problems with unemployment. It didn't take too long. I was getting to the point where I was going, oh no, like this is your last paycheck. Or actually, his last paycheck was like not even a quarter of what he normally would make, which was kind of scary. Like, oh no, I've in the bill book put the bills to this much we need to pay out. And now we're not even coming close to that. So let me just show you a fast look at this. Look at these nails. I usually have gorgeous nails. Look, they're grown in so much, they're driving me crazy. So I'm starting to take them off, and they're driving me nuts. All right, just had to blurt that out because it was bothering me. There's one little piece of sun or whatever that's hitting right here. It's driving me crazy. But yeah, it's been crazy with the quarantine. I don't know. It's just crazy. But let's get into because as normal, my camera only wants to do like 30 minutes, and I want to make sure I get everything in because it has been since, let me see, my last episode was episode 14th, March 1st. Did I do that? I don't remember. It could have been. Yeah, I think I did. So it's been a little while. It's been 2 months. Oh, it's so cool. I have my boyfriend's chair in front of me, his office chair, and there's like this metal bar. It almost looks like it's decoration, really, at this point. But it protrudes out a little bit from the chair. And I have one of those octopus looking tripods that kind of bend and fold and everything. And I have it bent around that. And I have it like swooped up this way. So my notebook where I have my notes is actually sitting right there. It's actually got like a little shelf. It's sideways when I look at it, but that's fine. That is perfectly fine. As long as it's there and I can semi keep on track. Because I'm not good at that. All right, let me start with new things I've purchased. There has not been a lot because I really haven't been going to the yarn shops because they've been closed. Joann's has been open for pickup for curbside, but I've only gotten like 2 orders from that because half the fabric I ordered isn't even in. I have not been crocheting or knitting a lot. Thank God I have been working full time, 3 days a week at home, 2 days a week at the office. I have Monday, Wednesday, Friday where I'm sitting at home from 7 in the morning till anywhere from 3:30 till 5 o'clock. It's a plus and a minus. I do enjoy rolling out of bed an hour later, jumping in the shower. If I don't have time to jump in the shower because I'm lazy, then at lunchtime I jump in the shower. With Daniel home, he makes my lunch, and while he's making lunch, I shower, get dressed, and then I'm good for the rest of the day. But I've also noticed with staying home, I'm lazier. I have not been crafting very much. Well, you'll see, I've been crafting a little, but not what I normally would do. But anyhow, let's start with what I've bought. Like I said, it hasn't been a lot. Just recently, I started treating myself just in the past 2 weeks. So, I was watching the Grocery Girls, and they were doing things that they enjoy working with. Now, I'm a huge fan of the ChowGoo. I've got the circular needles. I use them a lot for pretty much everything but socks because to me they're very pointy. And when I use them on socks, I push the needle with my finger. So I wind up like hurting my finger. So I wound up changing them. I think it's Likey or whatever. I tried them and I tried the Haya and the Addy. Addy Rockets seem to be perfect for me for doing magic loop with socks. They don't hurt my finger when I push the needle. So that's what I usually use. But I use my ChowGoo for pretty much everything. So I treated myself to this. Look at this. There's a little pocket here, which comes with your cords and all of that stuff. And then it came with a little ruler and what is it called? Like needle gauge, I guess. Words kind of escape me. And then open it up and look. It goes from a US 2 all the way to a US 8. No, I'm sorry. A US 2 to a US 8 on this side. And then we have a US 9, 10, 10 and a half, 11, 13, and 15 on that side. So, yeah. I treated myself because I've been very good not going all over the place buying stuff. It's pretty much, we did a massive shop in the beginning. and really stock the house. Thinking, what if they do close down everything? Let's just do a big shop. So that's what we did. And so really, when we go to the store, it's really to stock up on little things at a time, nothing big. I go to the food store for my mother. Then, as I'm watching the Grocery Girls, I'm watching them on my computer, and I'm ordering from Amazon on my phone. They continue to talk. I continue to listen. There's the problem. I'm actually listening. Not just hearing, but I'm listening and hearing and everything. And taking it all in. I order this. Knitter's Pride medleys. It comes in this beautiful box. It's got a magnet. Knitter's Pride. And then, look at all the needles. Whole interchangeable set. And then underneath, you actually lift this part up, and there's a whole underneath section that has a little bag, and in here are all your cords and everything. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, so as the Grocery Girls told me everything they like to work with, I said, ooh, and I ordered. Love watching them. They're so much fun. So that was my Knitter's Pride, my child glue that I did. Now, the other thing that I've been doing is a lot of sewing. I've been making masks. I was only making them for me, my family, and some friends. I put a picture of myself up on Facebook, and a couple coworkers and everything said, oh, are you making and selling them? And I'm like, why not? So I did. So I've been crazy selling them. I was going to donate a couple, but I haven't even had a chance to make anything to donate. While I was doing that, I realized I needed some sewing stuff. So I got this heat erasable pens. I've been seeing them on Instagram, and it's so cool. I mean, it's just a clicky pen. That's it. You just click it. It's not messy like the markers or anything. It came with, whoops, let me try and get this, refills. So it comes in black, white, purple, and a hot pink. And so I got that in order to make sewing a little easier, and they actually work really, really well. So, yep, I got this off of Amazon. Very cool. And then I had gotten, it was late one night, I was not paying attention, and I, in error, made my masks inside out. I sewed the whole thing, was about to, sorry about the crinkling, was just about to pull it inside out or right side out. I was pulling it inside out when I realized I did it all wrong. So I realized I didn't have any seam rippers. All right, 2 embroidery machines. 1, 2, 3 embroidery machines. Serger, and a sewing machine. You'd think I'd have a seam ripper. They came with every single machine I bought. Couldn't find one. So, Amazon, big seam rippers, 2 little ones, and these little clippers. This took 3 weeks to get here. 3 weeks for this. So in the meantime, they're sitting in the wind waiting for me to take it apart. So yeah, I got those 2 things. What else did I get? I bought, wait, I'm trying to get everything in order. sorry, another grocery girl thing. Now, I've been looking at this on Instagram, on everywhere. Grocery girls. Talk me into it. Look at this. It is so great. I put this around my neck when I'm working on darker socks or whatever, something dark. If it's a little darker at night, because the sun went down, this is amazing. And it's like an LED light, so it's not too harsh. And it's comfortable on my neck. It's really soft in here. Right here, I think you can see some of the patch. But yeah, another terrific find. Another grocery girl special. I don't know. This pandemic has to end, because if I don't get back to a normal life of getting out of the house, I'm going to continue to watch people and continue to shop. I've been very good till now. Let me put this stuff aside. I just think, wait. My ball of yarn was falling with my socks attached. All right, the next thing I got, thanks to Instagram and Facebook. I'm sewing again. So what do I decide to buy? Because, I'm trying not to buy anything, and yet, buy a tape maker. Because I'm making masks, and I couldn't do anything with, there was no elastic anywhere to be found. Although finally I did find some. I had just very little at home. So I decided I wanted to get, look, all different size bias tape makers. I have not tried it yet. It comes with little pins. So yeah, I've been not shopping a lot, but I've been shopping a little. And what's kind of cool is shopping, and it doesn't come in for weeks. Amazon Prime is no longer 2 days. It's a couple of weeks at times. But that's pretty good, because I get the satisfaction of shopping. And then when packages come in, I get the satisfaction of package. So I buy it. A few weeks later, I get it. Or a week later, whatever. So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied, because I feel like I shopped twice. Makes no sense, but I'm sticking to it because I don't want to keep shopping. Excuse me 1 second. Iced tea. So, another thing I bought. Again, Facebook, Instagram. I love Guardians of the Galaxy, and I love Groot. So how cool is that? I crochet. Look. I love it. It's just a simple tote bag. Not the best made tote bag in the world. I'm sure it will not hold a lot. But yeah, he's so cute. And holding the ball of yarn. Ah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Again, I have not used this yet. I was waiting for the podcast before using anything. So, while I was at it, I wanted to, let me see, go down the pack and go down the list. Okay. So, I wanted to support makers, dyers, and everything. Allentown Fiber Festival was April 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I think it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And of course it was canceled due to the pandemic. But they had a live Fiber Festival, which was really cool. You sign up for it, and then they give you a whole list of all the makers that were going to be there. And they were going to be live from their own homes, which was kind of interesting. I like to feel and touch and see, like, I have a big head. Some people have a smaller head. So if I hold something up, I don't know, do you have a big head like me? Or do you have a small head? You know, are you average size or child size? Like, I don't know. So my judgment of how big something is sometimes is off. So I don't like to buy things without really looking at them. Although I do it on Amazon all the time. I don't know. Makes no sense. But yeah, so I did the virtual Allentown Allentown Fiber Festival. I missed a couple of the makers I really wanted to see because I needed to go to my mother's. But I did catch a couple. One of them I caught was, which I had never heard of before, and I was like really excited when I was watching her stuff. It is Galilina Creations.etsy.com. Galina Creations. And she gives a little card with a discount code, which is nice. I had got a pair of earrings, two pairs of earrings actually. This little paw prints, not focused that well. And then I had gotten, this is harder to pick up. It's actually a cat. Let me see if I take it out of the bag. Would you see it better? It's a cat holding a ball of yarn. So stinking cute. Let's see if I can get it. Come on, focus. Not on me. Yeah, it's not really focusing that well. Let me see. Yeah, focus really sucks. Yeah, not focusing. Sorry. But it's little kitty cats holding a ball of yarn. They're very cute. And I can't wait to wear them. Haven't worn them. But I got them. And then I got, what really drew me in was this project bag. Look at this. It says, put your big girl panties on and deal with it. On clotheslines. I thought that was hysterical. I was laughing to myself. Daniel thought I was crazy, but he then shook his head and said, yeah, that's you. So she is on Etsy and her stuff is beautiful. It's got drawstring. It's just a simple start of a shawl, or definitely could fit a shawl. Not a huge shawl, but a shawl. And it could fit a hat and socks, gloves, whatever you're making, like smaller. Then this is rocksoliddesigns.com. Her stuff is beautiful, well made, gorgeous material, soft. Look, this is a pattern keeper. You undo the snap and you put your pattern in here. There's a little slit right here. You put your pattern in. And this plastic, you can actually do the erasable markers and then erase it so you keep track of where you are. Or washi tape. I actually am using little washi tape, highlighter tape, anything like that. How she made this is amazing because you take the snap that shuts it and it actually can go right on your desk like that to hold your pattern. And then it rocks up so you can see it this way. So it's really handy. It's wonderful. I have not used it yet because I haven't really been crocheting or knitting where I have a pattern. I have a game on my computer and it's a farm game. And I just did a bath because my sheeps need to be fed. Just scared me. Um, so yeah, that is a wonderful pattern keeper. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was 20, maybe 20 something. I don't remember, but it was a decent price, especially for the way it's made. It's made really well. Now, my pride and joy is, where did, oh wait, sorry, it fell on the ground. Those of you that knit probably watch a podcast by Knitting Vicariously, Dunder Knits Caroline. I don't know what she goes, like, I get confused. I call her Dunder Knits, but it's not really Dunder Knits. It's Knitting Vicariously. But I love her. Love her podcast so much. I follow her on Instagram. Some days I feel like a stalker. But I always say when I grow up, I want to be just like her and knit. I'm older than her. But anyhow, I would love to have the knowledge she has with knitting. I don't have as many years experience as she does because from what I understand, she started fairly younger. I started on and off in, I think it was my 30s, maybe 40s, with knitting. So, and I've just been on and off because crochet was always my love, but I really, really enjoy knitting, really a lot. Anyhow, she talks about this woman who makes bags. And this woman is Tanny Casey, right there. She is out of Pennsylvania, as far as I know. I think she's out of Pennsylvania. She makes the most beautiful bags. And Caroline is always talking about them, and she's bought a few. And every time she shows them, I'm like, wow, they're beautiful. I didn't realize she was going to be at the Allentown Fiber Festival. So I actually was so excited to be there so I could see all of her stuff. Sadly, they canceled. But she was on the virtual show. And look what I was able to snag. Look at the kitties. And if any of you know, 4 cats plus a few outside strays we take care of. Love cats. So it's got this beautiful canvas material. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Box bottom, drawstring. Look at the inside. It has a beautiful pocket. And if you roll down, ow, the nails that broke off already are killing me. They're so short. If you roll it down, it's a nice bucket to just sit on the table with your project. I cannot wait to use it. I want to start using it tomorrow. But again, I tried not to use anything until the podcast, which was very hard because now it's the 17th of May and I bought these on the 5th of April. So yeah, I was so excited. Caroline was definitely on point with this. I love Tanny Casey. I want more. I need more. So yeah, that could fit almost anything in it. It's a nice size. So that's what I got from the Allentown Fiber Festival virtual show. The other thing I did was I wanted to buy yarn from makers that might be having some problems because of, the whole pandemic and everything going on and not being able to open their stores, and therefore, their dyeing must be not as much because they're not selling as much. So I wanted to support this one woman because I think she is such an amazing story. She's hardworking. She's absolutely beautiful. She's like a beautiful soul. I've only met her a couple of times. Um, and her name is Karita from Neighborhood Fiber Company. She dyes the most beautiful yarn. I had the privilege of going to her store in Maryland and dyeing my own yarn. And so I made a purchase. And there's her little bag. Her thing. So I made a purchase online. And she is, like I said, out of Maryland. Her store is really amazing. The first floor is like her dyeing area. And then the second floor, you go up and that's her whole store. Absolutely, I love this setup. I think it's beautiful. So I mainly got, I wanted to go in there, but one thing that drew me to it, I hope the colors come out. I really do. She names her yarns after neighborhoods, and my boyfriend grew up around the same neighborhood as she did in Mount Vernon, New York. So this is called Mount Vernon. Yep. So look at that. It actually is pretty close. Right there is pretty close to the color. Yeah. Beautiful. So I had to buy it. It's like a beautiful, I don't know, like a very, very, very pale greeny yellow. I want to say like, I don't know, like maybe an avocado, or like not as dark as celery, but light. Like if you bit into the celery, does that make sense? With these beautiful shades of brown. I didn't think I'd go for this, but I really think it's beautiful. It's 100% superwash merino. It is a rustic fingering weight, and it's 475 yards. So, yeah, it's beautiful. Next I got, only because I like the colors, again, it's a rustic fingering, and it's called Sandy Point. Right, the red's blowing out a little bit, but down here is pretty close. Well, this is more purple than the pinky that it's coming up as. Yeah. Yeah, it's still coming up a little on the pink side, but it's so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. It feels so nice. So yeah, this, and then I got, that was Sandy Point. Now I got chamois. I don't know where chamois comes from, what neighborhood, but it's the same. Is it the rustic? Can't talk. Rustic fingering. So yeah, so this, actually this is coming up really close to color. Look at those colors. So yeah, I got the 3 from her store to try and support some of the makers and all that might be having some issues with, all this going on. I am still working on 2 pairs of socks. Jessica's socks are doing pretty good. They're in here. So these are my works in progress. I finished the whole sock, which I know I probably showed you like 500 times. And then the second sock, I just finished the heel. I'm doing a short row heel. I always did the heel flap and gusset, but I actually like the short hoe. short row heel. So that's living in this bag. And this is the Regia Perfect yarn. The other thing I'm working on is the other pair of socks, which is just one thing of yarn. Blown out a little bit. But it's like a burgundy with specks of really dark burgundy. They're shorty socks. I just did the heel on this one. I'm using 2 magic loop. So then when I'm done, I'm done. Although it's taking forever. Then I'm making a panda bear from Old Soul Crochet. I love her patterns, and it's just made out of the blanket yarn. And she uses pantyhose or knee highs to put the stuffing in, which is such a cool idea for babies. They don't get their fingers in it. I'm trying to rush through because I'm at 36 minutes and I know my camera's going to shut off. Then I'll have to do this a 4th time. This is some of the masks I'm making. This is like, it's got pipe cleaner in here for your nose. This is hair ties. And then the other one I'm making, I actually had some elastic, is the one with the folds, the trifold. And again, it's got some in here for the nose, a pipe cleaner. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of masks for friends, family, and then started selling them. And that's pretty much been taking up my time. So really, that's about it. I've made a lot of other things. But again, my phone is going to die, and I know it will, because it only does about 30 minutes, and then it says nope. And I don't think it's going to do anything. And then all of a sudden I go into my phone and it's 2 videos. So I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Please like and subscribe if you did. Hopefully I'll be a little bit more organized next time. Things have just been a little crazy right now. So I hope everyone stays safe. And thank you so much for joining me. And I hopefully will see you in another week. I'm going to really try. Thank you. Bye.